you have a travel trailer, 30, maybe pushing it at 36 feet, you're fine. But if you have a tall vehicle, fifth wheel like this pushing 40 feet, no.
Let's just put it this way: their groundskeeper is so good that I'm gonna have to spend probably a good 3-4 days trying to repolish and buff out the scratches of my clear coat because of all the damn trees all over that place.
Yeah, the roads are very, very, very narrow. I mean, a passenger car can fit perfectly fine. A dually, not so much.
Yeah.
It's not big rig friendly. We needed a place. We found a place. It's a last resort but even then I think we'll find some other place to go to or dry camp. But other than that, we found a campground and we stayed. We learned about the campground. Now we know.
The park was not so friendly. It was not fifth wheel friendly, and the manager of the park was also not so friendly. So I mean, if I had to stay there as an emergency, I would. As an emergency, like we said, like, hey, I got no other place to go. It's fine. The people that were there were nice.
Yeah.
They were all also equally displeased with the place. It is what it is. But all that being said, all that being said, I would probably rather dry camp on the pier on Fort Belvoir than go back there. But if we had to, an emergency, that's fine. I would not stay there long term.
No, it's just one of those things that's just like, well, anyways, it is what it is. You learn as you go and you find things, and it's like we're kind of in a situation where, and after spending 2 hours on the road of trying to get somewhere, it's kind of like we were exhausted. We got in, we parked, and you just like, it is what it is. We'll just deal with it. And now we know what we know. It's only one of the like 5 campgrounds that are open year round around here. So now we know, and we know.
And
so
one of the other things I would say, a learning lesson from that's actually a good thing that we were doing that recommend to everybody else. If you are towing a long trailer like ours, we had a 45-footer, always have somebody behind you if there's any trees around anywhere, just to double check. Robin stopped me really quick. I thought I had made it past, and I thought I was clear, but because the tail
swing,
because of all that, she's like, stop, and I looked back and I would have
taken out a tree.
And so it saved us. So
yeah, and there's several times that he had to pull off at an angle, back up a little bit, alter that angle again to get it to where we could be in a position to get around said lovely planted decorations of trees that they put out there. So you learn as you go. Like I said, you learn as you go. Always, if you're in a situation that is as tight, a very tight, narrow drive road-ish, when they're one-way directional roads and they're very narrow, always have a spotter. It protects you and your rig. We've seen where people pulled into very narrow gas stations and didn't realize that the cement pylon right behind them was too close to them, and they pulled off and then just took off the back end of their RV. So it's one of those things, if you're too long and it's narrow and you're not sure, always have a spotter. It's very simple. And you can invest in something like this. These are like $30 we bought. They're rechargeable. And we got these on Amazon. It's just so we can communicate, so you're not dependent on your cell phone to scream at each other. Stop! Yeah, and you don't sound like the banshees. Everybody's seen them at the campgrounds where they're yelling at each other. Yeah, you don't have to be one of those people.
Yeah, that way you don't have to wake up in the next morning and sound like I do right now.
So, yeah, we're going to let you guys go. It's just, we learned something from that. It wasn't such a bad, our neighbors were really, really sweet, and it was one of those experiences. We found a place that wasn't so great. At the price that it was really not that great. But we learned, and that's all I can say about that. And we move on. And so now we're moving on. So we're heading back to a place that we know. Plug in, get ourselves situation. I got a lot of cleaning because there was no gravel, there was no concrete, there was nothing. It was just mud on mud on mud on mud.
All of the plans we had for working on the rig and doing stuff with the truck and cleaning everything up went right out the window.
So now I get to try to make up on that. We'll probably do that tomorrow once the sun is out, and get a idea of what needs to be done as far as cleaning, getting all the mud out. Well, the mud I'm going to get out today, but I mean, it's all the cleaning we need to do because there's pine needles and just a lot of debris that got brought into the house for being where we're at. So.
Today is mainly a day for just getting everything situated, get everything dried out.
Yep. And looking at what needs to be done.
Yep.
And there's a treat for Pumbaa. He's sound asleep. He's all cuddled up in the corner right there, sound asleep. I think he was all freaked out thinking we were going to leave him behind again. Oh, my poor Pumbaa. But yeah, so.
I think he's just, he's stoked over the fact that freaking, he's in the sun and relaxing and getting some vitamin D.
I can't take a picture of that, but I think it's really cute. But anyway.